G'day everyone, this is just a quick update video to follow on from a video I did recently on fixing my leaking tail lights. If you've seen that video, you'll know that at the end of the video I hadn't quite finished the job because I had to wait to get a replacement light housing for the light on the passenger side. Because the one that I had was completely busted. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on where I'm up to with that. But before I do, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who has commented here on YouTube and also reached out through social media to say how much they're enjoying my videos and finding them useful. It makes me really happy to hear that, because although I'm kind of doing these videos partly for my own benefit so that I can look back years from now and remember all the work that went into this bus project, another big reason of why I'm doing it is because I know from my own personal experience that when I was researching for my own bus, I found it really helpful to watch other people's videos to see how they did things, to see what worked and what didn't, to get ideas and learn from their experience. So this is kind of my way of paying it back a little bit and putting my own experience out there and showing what I'm doing in the hopes that it might help some of you guys who are thinking about taking on your own bus project in the future. So yeah, big thank you to everyone who's reached out. And if you're new to the channel and you're getting something out of my videos, then please consider subscribing. It's just one way of helping to support my channel and keeping the videos coming. The other thing I wanted to mention is, because I'm not able to do much work on the bus at the moment because of my dodgy elbow, I thought I might make a Q&A video and answer some of the questions that I often get asked from people. So you guys, if you have any questions, if there's anything that you are curious about or you'd like to know more about, whether that's about my bus or the dog or what my plans are for future travel, if you've seen something in my videos that you'd like a bit more information on, any questions at all, leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them in my next video. Okay, so back to the update on my tail lights. I did manage to get a replacement tail light. It's an aftermarket tail light, but it's designed to fit exactly the same way that the Toyota ones would. I got this one from Coaster Parts in New South Wales, and it cost me $180, which included shipping, so it wasn't cheap. It actually included, which I wasn't expecting, brand new lights as well as the housing itself, so that was a bit of a bonus. So hopefully if all of these work, I shouldn't have to change them for a while. What it didn't come with though, which is a bit annoying, is the nuts for the bolts. So it does actually have the 7 bolts in the right place to fit on the bus, but it didn't actually come with nuts. So this is the sort of nut that's on the one on the driver's side, and I ended up taking this into my local nuts and bolts shop to see if they could match it. They didn't have one exactly the same, but they had this one. A bit hard to see. They had this one which has the same sort of flange underneath, the same size thread. It just doesn't have, doesn't have the extra little bit sticking out the top, but it does, they do actually fit on the bolts, so hopefully they'll be sufficient. They're not stainless steel, unfortunately. These are the only ones they had in this shape, but they go on the inside of the bus, so I'll just keep an eye on them. If it looks like they're rusting out, I'll just replace them. I did buy a few spares. I bought 10 altogether, and I think all up it cost me like $1.80, so super cheap. Hopefully they'll do the trick. But yeah, just worth noting, if you're going to get one of these aftermarket tail lights, that they don't come with the nuts. You'd have to buy those separately. The other thing that's a bit annoying is that the seal that comes with this aftermarket light is really crappy. Like, it's just, it feels like it's just made out of cheap sort of neoprene foam. It's not even rubber, and it looks like it'd last all of about 5 minutes. Thankfully, I bought brand new seals thinking that was all I was going to have to replace with this one, so I'm just going to put the new genuine Toyota seal onto this before I install it, and it should be good. But again, it's just something worth noting, that if you're going to replace it with one of these, you might also want to think about buying a new seal separately. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fit this, and hopefully it'll be all good. The only problem with these lights is that this plug doesn't fit the other end of the plug in the bus. So I can't use this whole wire assembly. But it's no big deal. I've still got the old plug and the wires from the old tail light, and they all still work, so I can keep those, put those back in. And these ones here, I'll just keep the bulbs, and I've essentially got a full set of brand new tail light bulbs that I can use for replacements down the track if I need to. So this is the tail light now installed. This is the view from the inside. So you can see there's a few bolts where I actually had to put a little washer on. Now the reason for that is because with the previous one that was in here, they'd used much bigger bolts to attach the housing, and so some of these holes where the bolts need to go had actually been drilled out much larger, and some of them, like this one here, were just a little bit too big for the nuts on these bolts. So I've just put a few washers in place to hold those, and they're working perfectly fine. Most of them, like this one though, I was just able to put it straight into the normal hole, and it worked well, and it's all hooked back up, ready to go. And here's the new taillight, all nicely fitted in and reinstalled. So hopefully now that I've done the work on those, I won't have any more problems with leaking and rotting floor in the back of the bus. So that's where I'm up to with the bus. I've still got another week or two at least before I can start easing back into using my arm. So it's going to be a little while longer before I can get the windows back in the bus and the other work done. But like I said, if there's anything at all that you're curious about or you'd like to know more about, leave your questions in the comments below and I'll try and answer as many as I can in my next video. Thanks for watching.